had been brought forth by professors to form a currency that would include Canada, America, and Mexico. Now, this coin was, you saw a moment ago, was minted by Daniel Carr. Some thought it was the real currency, but it was only coins. Lou Dobbs, however, reported on CNN, this has been months and months ago, and suggested that a North American Union was being implemented. Now, when he said it, his own people with his organization jumped all over him about this. There were bills that began to appear on the internet which were fabricated, which were made by different individuals. I could tell by looking at them just on the internet that they were fabricated. However, don't bring up anything, guys, yet. Let me tell the story. However, and again, I'm going to leave sources out. Something was handed to me in an envelope. And the message was this: we think you need to know about this, but it is important, never tell where it came from. I said, okay, fine, you know, whatever. And when I first saw it, I was totally blown away. But I said, this could be a hoax. So I checked with a former congressman, and I showed him this. I checked with a banker who deals with hundreds of millions of dollars and showed him this. Both of them said, either this is the real deal or this is a prototype for what is being planned down the road. Okay? Now, having said that, I want to show you Number 9, guys, on PowerPoint. This is a currency that is a currency for the North American Republic of Mexico, Canada, and the United States. It has nothing but bankers and Federal Reserve men on it, and it does not have "In God We Trust." It is absolutely the most beautiful money you've ever seen in your life. But let me share with you. There is on this, and just so that you'll know, there is a blue flag with 3 stars that represent America, Canada, and Mexico. There are 3 stars behind every one of these men. I'm pointing to the 3 stars there, all right? Then what is interesting is over on the right, there is French and Spanish on the back of the money because the Canadians speak French and the Mexicans speak Spanish. Now look, I'm not fluent in either language, all right? I've got probably somebody there's a professor of French. On the $1 bill is un and uno. On the $2 bill is dos and dos. On the $10 bill is dis and diez. The $20 bill is ve and veinte. The $50 bill is secunt and cinciente, I think is how you say it in Spanish. Now, point being, that is so that people in France and Mexico can tell what the amount is. Obviously, the people in America don't need it. Now, let's look at some details. Go to number 10, guys. There is no "In God We Trust." Woo-hoo. There are 3 emblems, and this is not all the PowerPoint we've got. These are the ones I chose. There are 3 emblems on this money: the seal of America, the seal of Canada, and the seal of Mexico on the front of it, of all the bills. But what's interesting is there appears to be barcodes on this money. Why do you put barcodes on money? Because if you have a scanner and you walk through an airport, it will tell you how much money you've got on you. No more hiding money when traveling. Here's some other points. The capstone on the $1 bill, the capstone is on the pyramid. There is a word Novus Ordo in Latin on the $10 bill. There's an eagle with a gold key on the $10 bill. There's a lot more to this. I'm just giving you the highlights of it. But here's the one I want you to see, which is the statement on all the money on the front. And here's what it says. This note is legal transnational tender by the Union of the North American Republic, established and authorized by the Free Trade and Recovery Act. How many times have you heard that on the news since May? That's it. By the Free Trade Recovery Act of the Central Bank, approved by the U.S. Federal Reserve, Banco de Canada, Banco de Mexico, or the Bank of Canada and the Bank of Mexico, using the Free Trade and Recovery Act, the North American Republic. I'm going to say something that is only my opinion. I believe it's possible. This is not a prediction. This is not the Holy Spirit speaking to me. If it were, I'd tell you. I believe it's possible they're trying to run up the debt and make our money useless so that they can bring in a currency that can compete. They're already saying, get rid of dollars, get rid of the dollar, no more dollars, we don't want no more dollars. Why are they saying that? Why is the whole world saying give us a new currency? Because we are going to have to go on a currency in our part of the world like the yen has and like all the other. Does this make sense to anybody? And as long as don't you miss this, because you're going to hit me. I'm going to hit you on Saturday night. Don't you miss that one. That's the heaviest one. I always save the best wine for last, you know. You can't have a global government if you got one country who's superior to the others economically. Somebody clap your hands and say, I'm hearing this. Now, I want to ask you this question. What is this really about? Pastor, if you don't mind, Pastor from Huntington, West Virginia, Chuck Lawrence, I'm going to throw down on what the Lord gave me on the plane coming up to your church a while back. I want everybody to follow for the next 10 minutes. I just want to do some old-time preaching right here and tell you what it's all about. Ready? Everything that has been is that which shall be. And there is in the Bible what I call the Nehemiah factor. The Jewish people had been in Babylonian captivity and returned back to Israel. But yet they were in distress. The ceilings were falling in the homes. The vineyards had not been pruned. The olive trees had not been pruned. The grass was growing up. There was no animals. And all of a sudden they had to get money borrowed from other Jewish people at interest rates, by the way, forbidden in the law, in order to get their home in order. Now, God was very upset with them because they were ignoring the temple and they were ignoring the things of God to take care of their own needs. Now, I'm just going to go to the time of Nehemiah and share something with you. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah, the Arabians and the Amorites and the Ashdodites, heard the walls of Jerusalem were being made up and the breaches began to be stopped, they were very angry and conspired, all of them together, to come and fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Samaria had become the economic